Well, Coliseum Shields might not be able to do their own way then today. Neil, thanks for joining us. How do you sum that 2-2 draw up?
I thought it was a terrific game. Really, both teams really at it. Both teams playing some good football. I thought, and I'm biased of course, that we just edged it in the second half. Their goalkeeper were far busier than ours. So, considering the team and the formation we had to play, I'm pleased, disappointed that we couldn't quite make it 3 points rather than 1. But my lads are absolutely gutted in there, and I've told them they shouldn't be, because I think they've been fine.
Was it down to injuries that you switched to a 3-5-2? You played with 3 at the back, which is not something we see you do often.
I was playing 5-2-2 last night, playing with 10 players last night, Tony. I'd only got 2 strikers fit, I'd only got 2 midfield players not 100% fit, and who played football. So I needed to bring one in, and we brought the young lad in from Crewe, which enabled us to play 5-3-2. I'd not enough on the bench to change, so it was really up to them to find a way of trying to win the game, and they almost did. I said to them that, you know, we're missing some top players, but we've still got some good players out there, and you've got to take on that little bit of added responsibility and find a way of winning the game. And to be fair, I think the majority of them did.
Everybody put a shift in, didn't they?
Yeah.
Everybody put a shift in, and that's something that the 2 commentators picked up on. Just go back to Tuesday night, because both Rob Stevenson and Dan Tricky-Smith played midweek. Was it injuries that they picked up in that game and then after?
Did Dan play?
I thought he did. Could have been on the team sheet. I might be wrong.
He was on the bench.
Was he on the bench?
He was on the bench, Tony. Him and Jess, but we're never going to come on. You know, we're thin on the ground. Rob played and jolted his knee, and has had a problem with it since. Obviously not fit enough to play or even come on today, so that's a little concern. Dan's got a groin strain that isn't improving very quickly. Lewis Short's got a groin strain, but we knew we could get 15-20 minutes out of him. That's where we are at the moment, but it is where we are, but we get on with it, and I've no complaints about the lads that played today. So I thought Scott Wara, considering he hasn't played a lot of football, was excellent. I thought the 3 centre-halves were fine. We had they handled their front players better than they handled our front players, I thought. They passed the ball around a lot, particularly in midfield, but didn't look as though they were going to penetrate us. The goals are probably the most disappointing thing of the day. And
because the first one travels a distance, doesn't it? And it's on the floor.
I need to have another look at them, Tony, tomorrow. Yeah. And I shall pass judgment on. And
there seemed to be a slight hesitation in defence for the second one. They just seemed to stop a little bit as you went through.
And like I say, I'll have another look at that. So, you know, conceding 2 goals a week isn't going to get us where we want to be, particularly when you're missing really good attacking players. You know, have I got 3 goals in the team? I wasn't sure today with what we got. So it's important at the other end that we concede less goals. Now our defensive record is probably 2nd, 3rd best in the league, but we're still over a goal a game, which for the previous 2 years we haven't been. So we're not as rock solid. You know, we've got Josh in there, but he's improving game after game. But we're still not as watertight as I'd like us to be.
Will Saxon seems to be having a little bit of a lean spell, and at times there doesn't seem to be the great understanding between him and Tim Grice that you see with the likes of Rob Stevenson.
Yeah, Will's very much a confidence player. When he hits a good run, he's hard to stop. He gets in, He's had 2 chances today that, you know, he could have won us the game. The first one was, you know, he's getting them chances regular and not scoring them. My thoughts are that he's not being pushed for his place at the moment. Whether if Dan and Rob are fit, would he have finished them goals? I don't know. Will tell you that. But he missed 2 in the last home league game that he should score. The first one today he should score, and then there was a cross. Young Joe put a cross in late on, went across the face of goal. He only needed a touch, and he's got to be on the end of them. So you know, we'll work very hard for the team. Never stops. Has a real good go. Well, it wasn't his best performance today by any means.
And the young lad that you brought in from Crewe, Joel Tappan, he does look a useful player, doesn't he? He's got some nice touches and he delivers a good quality ball.
Doesn't he? I mean, the one he hit, I think he hit the one that got Will in the first half. It was a diagonal ball, which was a great weight on his pass. I mean, the first 10 minutes he looked bewildered by it all. He wondered what had hit him. I thought, welcome to non-league. The tackles were flying in, and he thought, Jesus, where am I? But he grew into the game. Got a lovely feel for the ball, nice touch, good range of passing, and it's only his second taste of men's football. I think he's played a game in the EFL, but certainly a difference between that and under 23s football.
Well, and these guys were saying that, and we've seen players that have made we call it the step down, but they come into non-league football to get experience, and if they get hit hard, sometimes they volley, don't they? Go absent, and that lad didn't today.
It's when I was at Crewe, I used to swear by getting these players out into men's football early, and they sink or swim. And if they sink, then you know they're not going to play in your first team. If they swim, great. And I think it adds to it enhances and quickens their development, I think, playing at this level. I think 10 games at this level worth 2 seasons of under 23s football. So get them out, get them out on loan, get them playing men's football early if you think they're physically equipped to do it.
So we've seen Dan Chucky-Smith could be out for a couple of weeks with a groin, we know that, and Rob can be out. How tempted are you to do what Kidsgrove have done? They brought a lad in from Stoke City who scored 2 and 2, Max McCarthy. I mean, is that an option? Is those sort of players that can be brought in?
It's hard. I'd got a lad from Tranmere coming in early in the week, and then they tell me he doesn't drive, lives on the Wirral and doesn't drive, so that's scuppered that.
You can play a Marine.
And of course, which is probably where he'll end up.
Yeah.
The problem is that they've got to fulfil under 23s and under 18 fixtures. You know, they've got to keep so many back, and there's a concern with COVID that they're mixing in different bubbles. So it's not easy, believe you me, not easy to bring a good player in. But if I think Rob and Danny are going to be out for longer than a week, we should be tempted to do something this week, I'm sure, yeah.
So Cole next week, and I suppose it all really depends on how many players you've got fit and what you do in this next week.
Yeah, we're not the only club with these problems, and you know we had a rough run at the start of the season with injuries, and I thought, well, that's probably it for the season. But it hasn't. We're facing another mini crisis, if you like, and you don't want your attacking players to be out because they make a difference to your team. But it is what it is, and you know I were really pleased with those lads that went out on the pitch, and couldn't have asked any more from them. But if we need to, we'll try and bring one in. Yes.
Neil, thanks for joining us on Moorlands Radio. Great to have your thoughts ahead of this. We'll be back